Hello, good afternoon, everybody. Welcome to another episode of Job Seeker Spotlight. My name is Ira Bowman. I am here to help job seekers around the world find a job faster. How do I do that? I have really a couple ways that I do it on a regular basis. This show, we really do two main things, and then we have a third thing that we do. So the two main things we do is we do social media profile reviews. Mainly, it's LinkedIn profile reviews, but it really could be anything. Like I could look at your Facebook, I could look at YouTube, I could look at your Instagram, I could look at whatever you want. A lot of times it's LinkedIn, and that's fine. So we do that. If you want a profile review of any of your social media profiles, all you need to do is post the link to the social media profile and ask me to review it, and then I bring it up on the show and we talk about it. I don't do an exhaustive review because it would take too long, but I give you a lot of good ideas. So sometimes if I watch or I look at a couple of profiles back to back that have the same issues, I'll say, hey, just rewind the tape and look at what I just said for the previous person. But beyond that, I also bring people onto the show. Now, when I launched this show, I thought that I would primarily be interviewing people because there is a huge opportunity for you to get ahead of your competition by raising your visibility on the show. And you can help the recruiters and the employers that are watching the show get to know you better by coming on and letting me interview you. That is something that people are missing the boat on so far, but I'm continue to offer it. In fact, I just put the link on just a second ago in the comments. I'm going to pull that up just so that people can see it. Look, if you want to be on a guest on my show, all you got to do is click on the link. Now, when you click on the link, click on the actual link. Don't click on the picture. It's going to ask you to sign up for a StreamYard account. That's not what you want to do. You want to click on the link. It'll bring you into my green room. Once I see that your camera is ready and I'm ready to bring you on, I'll actually bring you on as a guest. And then I'll interview. What would I ask you? Well, I'm not, Geraldo Rivera, and I'm not going to grill you. I'm not going to try to embarrass you. Really, what I'm going to do is try to bring out your personality and to highlight the skills that you are offering to an employer. So, like, let's say, for example, you live in Nigeria and you want to relocate to Canada. One of the things I'm going to try to do is show them how well that you communicate in English so that they would feel comfortable bringing you on. There's a lot of different components at play here, and I just want to say hi to one of my friends who's in the comments. June, would you like to come on the show? If you would, click on that link and we'll bring you in. Again, what I'm going to ask you, where you are, what do you do? What things are you best at? And then again, we're just going to try to bring out your personality and give the recruiters and employers a feel for who you are and highlight you. So I'm going to tell you a secret, right? I don't care what you're selling. If you're selling a product or if you're selling yourself as a potential employee, people are more likely to buy what you're selling if they know you, like you, and trust you. And that I give you an opportunity to raise your visibility so that people can get to know who you are and start to know you, like you, and trust you. That it will give you a huge edge. Who am I? I'm nobody special, but I do have a large network, and that is kind of crucial in this for you. I run Project Help You Grow. If you're not familiar with Project Help You Grow, no worries. It is a free website. It's a philanthropy that I run and self-fund. I do have one corporate sponsor that isn't something I'm related to. I run Bowman Coaching and Bowman Digital Media, so those are sponsors of the program too. But also, I have a corporate sponsor from. Here's one of my friends, Brady McCallahan. We were causing all kinds of trouble last night in the sound booth at church, but I digress. Anyways, Project Help You Grow, it's a website, but it's also a LinkedIn and Facebook group. So there's a couple different ways to participate. But through that website, that philanthropy where I help people connect to, it's really just a bridge. It's a free bridge where you can go and you can create a profile, you can look at job listings, you can read blogs about how to improve your job search skills, and you can watch videos, blogs where I interview, podcasts where I interview career experts. I've got like 75 videos on there that you can watch and all kinds of different topics to help you improve your job search capabilities. Now, Project Help You Grow, I started it in 2018. And over the years, I have met thousands and thousands and thousands of employers and recruiters. Some of them use my website, some of them don't, but I'm connected just on LinkedIn alone. Forget Project Help You Grow and the business page and all that stuff. Just my personal LinkedIn, 30,000 direct connections. Over 5,000 of those are recruiters. So when I invite you to come on a show and do an interview, a live interview, I'm not saying that 5,000 recruiters are going to watch the interview, but 5,000 could. And that's the point, right? It just gives you an opportunity, a stage to help accelerate your visibility. It's like if you want a shot of adrenaline when you're, in sports. I like to use analogies. That helps me to learn things better. So, anyways, that's the deal. Do you want a profile review? If you do, then go ahead and let me know you want one, and I will, as they come in, do the profile reviews. If you want to be a guest on the show, it's live. You got to click on this link and join me in the green room, and I'll bring you on. And again, I'm not going to try to embarrass you. I'm just going to actually try to help you look good, and you can do that. In the meantime, while I'm waiting for somebody to be bold and request that profile review or come on and be my guest, I'm going to go over and do a couple things. First and foremost, my friend Curtis Tompkins, one of my many friends in the career field, he actually is a resume writer and a career coach. He helps people find jobs. He runs Job Ready Today. So I'm going to share my screen real fast. He's got a program coming up on Monday, the 7th, that I want to, hang on a second, that I want to highlight here. So it's the Student Resume Writing Academy. Now, to be clear, this doesn't mean that you just graduated school. What this really means is you're not a professional resume writer. Anybody who isn't a professional resume writer is invited to join Curtis Tompkins' class. It's going to cost you just $1, and there absolutely is no string attached, no catch. Now, Curtis Tompkins got this idea because 2 years ago, when I challenged him to do something for job seekers, and he came up with a program where he used to do a professional resume. He used to write them for clients on Wednesdays. He called it $1 Wednesdays, and he would have a certain amount that he would write for $1, and so people would race every week to fill one of those slots. But anyways, it's coming up on the 2-year anniversary of that program, so he's launching this one-time special session for struggling job seekers. So really, if you're struggling financially and you're not a professional resume writer, which is probably pretty much everybody watching the show, then you could sign up for this course and benefit from it. It's a master class. It's going to teach you how to write your own resume. So jump on board. I'm actually going to put this link right now in the comments. Who is the corporate sponsor? Apparently, Erica is late to the party because I already announced who that was. But Erica, if you want to rewind the tape, you could see that Springboard Consulting is the only corporate sponsor that I have right now outside of myself. Of course, I pay the lion's share of everything. But Springboard Consulting, glad to have them. Erica Warfield used to be a corporate sponsor. Appreciate that. Erica Warfield Sales. And my original corporate sponsor was Pan the Nose, Kelly Robinson. So appreciate all the love and assistance people have given me throughout the years of me doing Project Help You Grow. Sign up. Sorry, I can only do one thing at a time. I don't know why. Sign up for, I'm going to, Curtis Tompkins. Oh, I did say it, but that's okay. Sign up for Curtis Tompkins Master Resume Course. Let's say class for $1 here. Okay, so go ahead and sign up for the class here. And then if you're interested in it, since Eric and I are talking about corporate sponsors, if you come down to the bottom of Project Help You Grow, you can always see who our website sponsors are. They change over time. But right there it is, Springboard Consulting. And if you click on that, I'm just going to open this up in a new tab. And not open the image. That's not what I was looking to do. Open image in a new tab. That's not what I'm trying to do. Here we go. Hang on a second. This is what I'm trying to do. if you'd like to see who our corporate sponsor is. Okay, you can click on Springboard Consulting and learn more about them there. And also, of course, you can learn about Bowman Digital Media, which is the company I run to make a living, and then my coaching offerings at irabowman.com. So those are the official sponsors. And if you're watching and you'd like to be a sponsor of Bowman Digital Media, you can reach out to me and talk to me. I don't have a set program. I actually started the website sponsorship only because Kelly at Pana Knows asked me if she could be a sponsor. And I thought, well, that's kind of a cool idea because I'm a nonprofit. Project Help You Grow doesn't charge anybody money. So I thought that's kind of a cool idea. So we did that. And then when she had to end her sponsorship, or she chose to end her sponsorship, whatever the case may be, Erica and Evan approached me about replacing Kelly in a dual role there, which was kind of nice. And then Erica dropped off about a month ago. So now it's just Evan. So if you'd like to join Evan at the bottom of Project Help You Grow, it's not the complete bottom, but it's there. It gives you a backlink, which is kind of nice. And another thing that I do for my sponsors is I tag them in a lot of my social media posts to try to help elevate their standing and visibility on social media. I believe in win-win networking. In fact, if you come to my partners tab, which is under About Us on Project Help You Grow, you can find a lot of my friends are here. There's Pana Knows, the original Project Help You Grow sponsor, and I've got some of my clients on here and just some of my friends, some of the people that I helped when I was doing social media concierge. There's Erica Warfield right there, still on the partners tab, just not on the home page anymore. All kinds of people. I work with all kinds of different folks. I've got my buddies over at Exit Your Way. These are somebody I really like to highlight a lot. Vetstheindustry.com. What do they do? That's really, I think, the premier transition, helping people transition from military to corporate or what we would call civilian workforce. They do a phenomenal job. Here's another resume writer friend of mine. This is Lisa Jones. Lisa Jones is the president of Global Goodwill Ambassadors in the United States, and she does an amazing job. And she also writes resumes on the side. So if you're interested in using her, there's USA Jobs, which is all about government jobs, federal government jobs. If you're trying to get a federal government job, it really is a whole different type of task than finding a job for the civilian workforce. I would recommend that you come here. You can learn how to search a job for the United States government, but also you can find the jobs that are available. Really cool. But it connects job seekers with federal employment opportunities, as you can see. So if you haven't been to the site, the partners tab over at Project Help You Grow, you can find all kinds of stuff. Not everything's related to the job search. Some of them are just my friends. Some of them are me, full disclosure. Obviously, I run Bowman Digital Media. My wife runs a Senzi business. My best buddy on LinkedIn is Joe, the finance guy, as many of you know. And we do a show on Fridays called Cup of Joe, so join us. This is my brother, Bowman Notary is my brother. Voice Express with Jeffrey Stern. Love what they're doing over there work-wise. Is the place where I hosted my first event in person for Project Help You Grow. It was called Grow and Excel, and it was a lot of fun. It was in downtown San Francisco. This is my buddy Jared Weiss, who runs Profiles at Pops, single parent advocate out of out of Dallas, Texas, and they're helping single parents. I think this was it was the first of the nonprofits that we helped at Social Media Concierge. My buddy Glenn, who runs this company, this is all about Dennis McGraw. He's running, it's a transportation related business. So like if you have fleet, any type of corporate fleet, that's what they help with, the vehicles. Betty Kempa is a great career coach. She specializes helping women. Juliana Robbie is one of my good friends. She has been in HR and in recruiting. So she's really good. She's also, I think, one of the foremost experts in helping career professionals transition from one area to the other. So like if you want to get sponsorship and relocate from one part of the world to the other, she has actually done it herself. And being that she's worked in the HR and the recruiting space, she's just got a phenomenal brain for that. So you can watch hundreds of her videos on LinkedIn, but she's on Instagram. She's on Facebook. She's got a website. So check her out. Juliana Robbie is an amazing person. Queen, hello, Queen. Queen was here on the show not too long ago. We did a profile review. Queen, I'm actually going to pull you up. And Evan said, thank you. You're welcome, my friend. It's always glad to give you a shout. And hope that you're doing well. Let's see. We've got Queen. Where are we at? Right here. I'm going to open your profile up and bring it over here. Now, this is some changes that Queen made. She added cybersecurity, governance, risk, compliance. The reason why she has that there is because I recommended, hey, people when they come, I don't care if you have a business page or if you have a personal page, when they come to your page, you want them to know right away. You want to communicate right away so it's crystal clear what it is that you're doing, right? And Queen, one thing that I know we talked about this before, and this is different than what you had. PhD candidate is not going to help you with the job search because, again, it doesn't tell people what you want to do. So I want you to take these same words and put them here. You can leave PhD candidate in the beginning. I'm totally fine with that. But I want you to put cybersecurity, governance. I can't speak. Sorry. Governance and risk compliance. I think that's actually the way it is, right? I want you to put those right here in what they call the headline. Why? Because it'll help clarify for job, anybody interested in hiring you, what you do. But also, this right here in the cover photo is non-dynamic. It's not searchable. So where it helps communicate to the human, it doesn't communicate to the search engine. So when somebody's right in here and they're searching cybersecurity, this right here doesn't actually help you with that part. It helps you with the human, but not the AI. So to help with both, we want to just take that same information and put it right there. Okay, and even more. You get 120 characters, use them all. And if you're not sure what to put there, usually what you could do is you could come down to the bottom of a profile and look at these, whatever the skills and endorsements are that are related to your industry field. That's the kind of words that you would want to put there. And I would love, while we're here, to see you get to pick up to 50. And I would love to see you use them all because these are free. Think of it as SEO juice in a sense. What it is, it's just allowing you to be pinged for more things. And when you're in a job seeker, you want to be found. You want to raise your visibility. That's one of the ways that you can do it. Okay, so keep working. It is getting better. I love the cover photo. I'm not crazy about the way this looks because risk is so much smaller than compliance. I think what I would do, I would go cybersecurity, governance, compliance, and then risk at the bottom just to help, it's just the links. Like that's the graphics part of it, just to make it look a little cleaner. I think I would just switch the risk and the compliance to help there. Still got work to do. Of course, look, it's like a website. A website is never really done. It should always be evolving as things change. For example, I've been teaching people at Bowman Coaching how to create posts for going on 3 years now. So 2 years and change, right? And I was looking at some of my early lessons and some of the things I used to teach versus what I teach now. And it's changed because the world changes, right? So as things change, you will adapt and you'll edit, you'll refine, if you will, your profiles. They should never stay static. If you come onto any of your social media profiles, whether that be Facebook or YouTube or Instagram or LinkedIn or whatever, as long as you're actively using it and the profiles don't change over time, it's probably gone stale and needs an update. Now, let me just talk about my personal strategy. No problem. See you later. And thank you for joining, Erica. Always good to see you. I'm going to show you guys my profile because I don't really like to pick on people. But like when you're going through mine, some of the things that I change on a regular basis. Now I can't show you my cover photo right now because I'm live and it has this. Okay. But like my my cover photo and my profile photo, I like to change them out at least once a quarter. Why do I do that? It just gives people something new to catch their attention. Okay. And I have a variety of things that I use and techniques that I do. You can see from what I'm talking about with your headline. This is what I have for my headline. I can build your business website and social media traffic. Now, I make a statement there because I'm not a job seeker. I am trying to catch the attention of small business owners on LinkedIn, on all social media, frankly, because I run at Bowman Digital Media, a social media management company for small businesses. We manage their business social media pages so that they can spend their time running their business. So I like to tell people right off the bat what it is that I can do for them because sometimes people do search for job seekers. So I could come up, even though I'm not a job seeker, I can still come up in the list. Now, what else am I doing here to help with my personal SEO? Okay. First of all, I have the featured, which doesn't necessarily help me with the SEO, but it does help me when people come to my profile to figure out what it is that Ira does. So the first thing I want to communicate to them, obviously, is what my company does. And so I've created this graphic that has the 6 core services that we do so they can click on it and see it, hopefully bigger than that. But anyways, okay. And then I got stuff about photography and on and on and on. Okay. So that's the featured section. A lot of you guys aren't using that at all. And that I think is a huge mistake. I think that if I was a job seeker, there's no doubt in my mind that the very first thing that I would have here is a video introducing myself and talking about where I'm from, what I do, and how I could help the business smart enough to hire me be more successful. Right? That's what I would have there. I would have probably a 3-minute or so video, not too long, but enough for them to get a good feel for my personality. That's what job seekers need to do to get ahead of the curve as far as I'm concerned. Again, I'm not the world's foremost expert. I have my own styles and strategies. Not everybody agrees, and that's totally fine. Everybody's entitled to their own opinion. That's what I would do. Okay. Next, if I was a job seeker, I would have awards. Like I've got a degree. In fact, anyways, I've got a degree. Okay. I would have a picture of that. I've won awards, sales awards throughout my career. I would have pictures of those and put them in there because that quantifies, it helps quantify, or it's a validation, if you will, from somebody independent than me just saying I'm good at sales. It's like some tangible proof, evidence that I'm actually good at what I do. Now, the other part of that that helps is down here. You scroll down, you've got your skills and endorsements, and see this right here, LinkedIn skill assessment badge. That means I took their test and I passed it. I almost didn't do this because I had 50 of them already, and I had to delete one that had like 500 endorsements on to make room for one that I didn't have at all. But I wanted to test it and see how important this was and if it helped me at all. I hate to say it, but I wouldn't have done that again. But anyways, but you have these. But even more important than these is right here. Recommendations. You want to go through these and make sure these talk about, now I'm talking to job seekers, they talk about the things that you're good at. If you've gotten, I call them fluff, but if you've gotten fluff ones that don't really say anything about you, as far like read it from the perspective of a recruiter or a employer. They're looking for things to validate the skills that you possess and how you're going to help them. So if you read it and you go, wow, that really doesn't say anything. It's nice, but it doesn't say anything. You probably want to get rid of those or ask the person who wrote it to revise it because you're trying to find a job in a certain field doing a certain thing. The recommendations really need to speak to that or to your credibility of your base skills, right? Like your work ethic and things like that. Like, I worked with them when I was in school. They were the hardest worker. They were always the first one to show up. They're the person that we could count on always to do their assignments on time. And then they would help the team things like that, that would be okay too. But if it's just fluff, hey, I really like, networking with Ira. He's always got a smile on his face and supports my posts. That stuff doesn't help you, right? You got to read these things. Like read this one from Joseph Stepke. Okay. Ira Bowman of Bowman Digital Media has been a great partner. He developed my website, joethefinanceguy.com, which is great because they can go to joethefinanceguy.com and they can actually see the website, and provided social media posts, graphics that are used on various platforms, which is true. I make stuff for him on all kinds of different social media platforms. Ira is a great person to work with. If your company looking for website development, social media management, graphics design, photography, videography, or SEO help, then get in contact with Ira Bowman Digital Media. Okay, so he's trying to help me out there, but he helps me because he speaks specifically how I helped him. I created his website, joethefinanceguy.com. I create graphics and put out posts specifically for Joe the Finance Guy's business page. In fact, we put out one today that I think has over 20,000 views. I have to go double check that, but a single post, 20,000 views, that's not bad. That's the kind of stuff that we're helping him with on social media. And then you can read all about these. Here's another one from one of my friends. If I was a job seeker, in full disclosure, I probably would remove this one. Having been connected to Ira and seeing his work in action, he's the first person I turned to when I needed digital work done. Professional, focused, detailed, and really caring. Exactly everything you want. Definitely will hire and work with again. Definitely recommend you work with Ira too. So this was good. I actually animated her logo. She doesn't say that's what I did here, but that's actually what I did for her. Biana is somebody that is giving me a recommendation based on Project Help You Grow work. Lynn Holbrooks, I actually animated her logo too. It's knowledgeable, variety of aspects regarding business, videos, websites, social media. Also has no nonsense approach to strategizing customer goals for a business or organization that seeks his services. After consulting with him, I learned many ways to improve my strategy towards my business end goal. I'm inspired by what he shares on LinkedIn. Thank you very much. So you can kind of get an idea for it. But what you want as a job seeker is you want people to validate your skills. These folks are pretty much validating my skills for my business, which I appreciate because as a business owner, that's what I'm looking for clients. Like Paula Goodman, I created her website for her, and on and on and on. Anyways, hopefully you get the idea there. We're trying to take what you're saying up here and cement it with the recommendations, what I would call referrals in the old days. But anyways, okay, if you are watching this show, and we've got plenty of people watching, let me know if you would like a profile review. If you're watching this and you are a career professional and you want to join as a guest. Last week we had Curtis Tompkins, the whole show, which is awesome. He's the owner of Job Ready Today. And just one more time to make sure that if you're joining or you're tuning in late, he has a session on Monday, and it is called, nope, that's not what I was looking for. Sorry, guys. Here we go. Okay. It's the Master Resume Class, CFRW Master Resume Class. It's $1. So if you'd like to sign up for that, all you need to qualify basically is you need to be a struggling job seeker, struggling financially, and a non-professional resume writer. He's not trying to train resume writers how to do their jobs to do it better. He wants to make sure it's just job seekers. So if you're interested, click on that. For $1, he'll teach you how to write a resume. It's a masterclass. You actually can buy a book from him on his website too. The hardback copy is $6. I actually have it here because Curtis is my friend. I actually have his book right here. It's called, I'm going to come up here. It's called Resume Writing Simplified. You could buy this book. If you don't want to sign up for the masterclass for $1, you can actually buy this book. You can buy it in two different forms. You can buy the electronic version for $4. It's like $3.99. And then you could buy the paperback version like I've got here, which is not very thick, by the way. So it's easy to read. It's more of a resource guide, which is really cool. You can buy this for $5.99. I think it's $6. Anyways, on Amazon. go to his website, which is just jobreadytoday.com, and the book is there in the career resource section of the book. Now, are you watching this show and want to join? Click this link right here. In fact, I'm going to copy it and paste it again. For those of you who would like to join the show, I would love to have you on as a guest. What will I do? I will not embarrass you. It's not on purpose. What I'm going to do is I'm going to ask you where you're from, ask you a little bit about what you do, look and try and help you kind of set your personality so that an employer or a recruiter who's watching the show will get to know you just a little bit better and maybe decide to take a chance on you. That's the goal. Now, as an added bonus, if you do it, remember I was talking about when I was doing my own profile review? Right here in the featured section, which a lot of people are not using, but they should. All of you should be using it. Every single one watching this. If you have a LinkedIn profile, you should be using this featured section. What you would do if you come on the show is just take this. In fact, I'll even edit it for you. I'll send it to you so that you have it. You can edit this little part with you being interviewed by me, and you can put it right here. We'll load it on YouTube or something unlisted, and then you can load it right there. And then if they didn't watch the show, you can still have that advantage. Plus, I don't know if you know this, but I have a few people in my network. So when they search my name, you might actually get an extra little bump there, and that's pretty cool. That's the whole part of the challenge. And Curtis and I talked about this a lot last week. Part of the challenge right now in finding a good job is just the level of competition, the number of job seekers out there. It's really high. And so your competition is high because there's a lot of people looking. Anything you can do to help separate yourself from the pack in a good way is something you really should consider doing. Getting your resume up to snuff, making sure that it's ATS compliant will surely help you. But most recruiters are now looking at the LinkedIn profile. They're looking at social media profiles. So if your social media profile is not on point and your resume is not on point, it's going to be tough sledding. There's no way around it. That's why as soon as this show's over, I'm actually going to make a post. I'm feeling convicted about this. I'm going to make a post for Curtis Tompkins about his master resume class for $1. It's such an incredible opportunity for people to learn at a price that, let's face it, everybody can afford it. I mean, if you're watching this, if you have the ability to watch this video, then you have $1. That might not be the perfect assumption. There might be somebody out there who can't. But if that's your situation, you reach out to me and let me know, because I will cover your $1 for you, because I have an extra $1 that I can share. Okay. So if you want to be a part of Curtis Tompkins' JobReadyToday.com masterclass, and you don't have the $1 to cover the fee, then you let me know, and we'll cover that for you as part of the ProjectHelpYouGrow.com fee. Okay. My fee is free, but I pay for Project Help You Grow, right? All with the sponsorship assistance that I get from Springboard Consulting, which I do really appreciate. So again, if you're looking for more information on Springboard, go to ProjectHelpYouGrow.com, go down to near the bottom, and the website sponsorships are linked right there. You can click on it and learn more about Evan and his business, Springboard Consulting. Okay. But if you follow me on LinkedIn or Facebook or anywhere, YouTube, because those are 3 places that I'm broadcasting live today. If you want to participate, I will, like I said, I'm going to make a post. So find my post right after the show is over and click on that link, sign up for it. It's $1. I'm thinking about taking it not because I need it. I'm not a job seeker. In fact, in full disclosure, I'm a business owner, so I don't know that I'll ever need another job, hopefully, if all goes according to plan ever again. But I just think it's good information. It's like even if you have a job, if you think that there's a possibility that you could ever be unemployed in the future, I mean, here's an opportunity to learn how to write a resume from somebody who's been doing it professionally for 10 years. I believe that's right. Curtis, correct me if I'm wrong, but I think he's been doing it for 10 years. So he's got a lot of experience. The link was not working. I'm going to guess it's user error, but I'm going to try this again. Hang on a second. Invite, copy. Now, I guess I should clarify, Brady. Brady, clarify this for me. Are you talking about the link to join me on the show or the link to go to the master class? Because I was about to share the link to join, just in case. So there's the link to the master class. No, excuse me. I love dyslexia, man. My brain just it says one thing and my mouth says something else. It is awesome. The link to join me on the show is right there. The link to join the class. I mean, here I'm going to show you. I'm just going to copy it straight off of the URL here. So I'm just clicking right here, copying that, and it's right here. So I didn't sign in or anything, so it should be the same. You have to join me on the show. Yeah, it's there in the comments. Okay, so all right, so I got both of them on there. All right, so there is the $1 course link. Now, Brady, what I'm going to do too, since you and I are connected directly on LinkedIn, what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to go to you on LinkedIn and send you a direct message. Well, I'm going to try to do that. Okay, and so what you want to do there is you want to click on the link itself. And actually, while we're here, let's just do this because Brady's my friend and Brady's looking for a job. In fact, I really want somebody in the Inland Empire of Los Angeles, greater Los Angeles area, to hire my friend Brady McCallahan. Okay, why? Well, because I want him to stay. I don't want him to have to work in Nebraska. Like I want him. So he's got a featured section. Very good. Like the picture, what I want to see here, you know a guy. I want just like 3 or 4 words, top words, like for example, IT, networking, that kind of stuff. Right there. And then actively looking for work is not going to help you find a job. You're already telling us that here. So let's replace this with, again, what it is that you're looking to do, right? So technician, service technician, IT, that kind of stuff. All right there. That would be better. And I don't know what your top skill is because it's usually distracting me in the sound booth. So then stuff doesn't get on. Stuff doesn't get on TV screen like it's supposed to. We were having some fun last night. Okay, this looks good. It's a little bit long. I'll talk to you about this. What I try to do in the about section, just as a general note, and I haven't talked about this in a while, so let me help everybody out. The about section is more forward facing. So what you want to do is you want to talk about where you are and what you're looking to do from now to through basically your end of your career. You want to paint a picture of now moving forward. The only exception to that I think is helpful is if you're going to quantify um, accomplishments and achievements. So kind of like what we do in the featured section. Like in the featured section, we're going to put a video introducing ourselves. We're going to put up a picture of our degrees and certificates and our awards. So like, for example, 2008 at the company I was at, I won year over year sales growth in my division. And it was 70, I think it was 71%. It might have been 77, but anyways, I have dyslexia and I mix up my numbers. I know it was 70 something, the percentage. Anyways, so I had 70 something percent growth year over year and I won this award. And so what I would do if I was looking for a sales job is I would put that in the about section, one salesman of the year, year over year growth award with a growth percentage of 70x percent. And then I still have the trophy. So I would take a picture of it and I put the picture of that in the featured section. And that would help validate that I didn't just make that up, right? So it's there. So that's the only thing not forward facing that I would put in the about section is just those types of quantifications. Like let's say, in IT that you helped them reduce their expenses by, $250,000 or by 10% or something. That's another thing that you could potentially put there, help clients uptime by, 15%. Anything that you could quantify, you could put there too, but mostly forward facing. And then your featured section, you have your resume, which is good. What I'd like to see here, even before your resume though, and Brady is actually coming on. I don't see you. I just see your picture. So I don't know if your camera is on. There he is. I'm staring at the top of his head. Hang on a second. You're not on yet. It's funny because when you're in the green room, I can see you, but I can't hear you, but you can hear me. So that happens. So this is Brady. Brady, say your last name for us because I've been saying McCallahan and I know that's wrong.
It's McClanahan.
There you go. Scottish. Good Scottish man.
It is Scottish.
See? So I expect to see you in a kilt on Wednesday night.
No.
Not playing the bagpipes either. That's okay. So Brady, I don't know if you were able to see it or hear it. I was just doing some profile review for you on your LinkedIn profile. I'm actually going to help you fix that up off camera. You and we can do some stuff because you're my friend. I actually am going to design some graphics for you to make things even more sexy because that's part of what I do. But I was just telling people I want someone to hire you here in the Inland Empire of the greater Los Angeles area as a service technician so that you don't have to move to Kansas or work from Kansas and live here. Either way.
Well, work is work. It's just where you get it.
Yeah. Well, I want to help you get it here. So tell us a little bit. This is your opportunity. You're on camera. Tell us a little bit about how you got into the service industry, how long you've been doing it, and then we'll transition into what you're looking for in your next role.
Probably a long time ago, I was without a job, and some guy called me on the phone and says, "Hey, come down to San Bernardino, take a look at what we do, and it could possibly get you a job in the trades." And it's called Associated Technical College. Basically, you go in, and it was a room full of 66 and 110 blocks, telephone blocks for communications. And it's like, you're going to teach me that in 3 months for $2,000. And they're like, yeah. They really didn't. All they did was Xerox books for business phone systems. And we're talking outdated systems, just turnkey systems. But for $2,000, I learned the industry standard color code. And my next job was Amtech Communications in San Bernardino. And that is where I learned basically everything. I got background in McDonald's. I've worked there for 4 years, so I know how to talk to customers. But otherwise, yeah, I get in the field and pull cable and do what needs to be done to get you communicated with other people.
Yeah. Well, it's funny because I was talking.
I'm just now getting out for work, so I'm driving.
That's all right. You got your eyes on the road, and that's totally fine. I was just talking to somebody the other day about it's interesting. Our AV team, our audiovisual team at our church, we have a lot of diverse experience. And I was telling somebody, I said, really, Brady is the master in our department of the hardware. I said, if you were gone and I had to recreate the sound system and the video system, I would struggle with that because it's not my skill set. Like running the lines and making sure all the things are connected and everything's communicating properly, that's not really my skill set. I'm good at using the software once everything's in place. And obviously, I'm a graphic designer, so I can make pretty pictures. And running the social media stuff obviously doesn't bother me at all. So we do that. We do that dance. But you're obviously, like to me, light years ahead in the hardware part. So that's where I have seen your work in action. I get to use the system that you basically set up week in and week out when I'm running those screens for the church. So what is the scope of what you're doing with the technical hardware setup? So like obviously I know you can set up security cameras, you can set up sound system speakers, video lines, you can set up network cable, you pull the cable. I've seen the pictures of the current job you're working on now where you're stringing, did you say 6-story building?
Hold on, we're having bandwidth issues. I just got home, so I'm gonna flip over to Wi-Fi, see if it clears up.
Okay. Well, right now the job site that Brady is working on, it's a residential condo. He's pulling string. When I say string, what I mean is the network connections. They're running cable to every room in the building for this luxury condo project that he's working on up in here in Inland Empire. So I know he can do that. But he can do a lot more than just that because he set up the video cameras in our church, the speakers, microphones, all the hardware. So the soundboard, the computer, all the things, all the components needed to make the church audiovisual system work inside our building for our overflow room, and then of course for social media. Brady's the one who set it up. So I've seen his handiwork. So Brady, are you back with us? I think you are.
Yeah, I'm on Wi-Fi, but it sounds like you're underwater.
Yeah, it's not great. There's a little bit of a drag there, but anyways, the question that I have for you, I'm hoping that you can explain to the audience a little bit about your technical skill scope. So from setting up, different types of hardware. I've already talked about microphones and the video cameras and running the line. But I just want people out there to kind of get an idea of the breadth of the things that you can do, your technical prowess.
Well, as far as my job, it's just connections. You're running a cable from point A to point B. If it's a network thing, you got to make sure that the IP is correct for the device. You got to make sure that your laptop is connected to an IP that allows you to connect to the device to set it up. And basically, that's it. You run a test on the cable. The customer is happy that you installed a job per Bixby standards and it's 100% certified, so they can sell the cable as a product if they ever leave the store. But as far as AV, I have no technical background. I just know what to look for, what to hear. Like you have some reflection points in your studio right there, and it sounds echoey. And we can design sound baffles in your studio to make it a flat sound so you don't get those reflection points.
Yeah.
But as far as listening to and hearing somebody, in church, the first thing you do is walk up to the speaker. You shake his hand, you interact, you listen to him, you gauge what his voice sounds like, and through the audio system, you replicate that to where someone sitting in a pew somewhere can sit and have a conversation with that person right next to him, anywhere in the audience. And of course, we only have 2 cameras at our church. So flipping between two different images helps engage the audience and keeps them from getting bored with one static image.
Yeah.
And I would love to get some PTZs, but we mainly use OBS, and it's a free software anybody can use. And it helps you engage with the customer. It helps you engage with the audience.
Okay, speaking of the audience job, what is ideal? Let's say that. What's the ideal job for you?
Probably get back to where I was doing. I wanted to get into a QC role. It pulls me not really out of the field, but out of the labor-intensive work. Right now I'm working for a staff agency that sends me to jobs because of my skill set, allows me to do work for them. I get a paycheck, but it's not what I was making before.
Sure.
But I'm doing work that a $22 an hour or $15 an hour employee should be doing. But my skill set is a $25 to $30 an hour skill set. I don't need to be pulling cable when you can hire a temp agency to bring in the $22, $15 an hour guys, save money on your labor costs, and put me into an ECR room just landing the devices or programming.
Okay, so you're talking a little bit over probably most of our heads, but I'm assuming the people that you would be hiring you would understand. But let's just break that out just a little bit in case there's a recruiter who has access to these types of jobs, but they don't understand what you're saying. So what you're saying is QC, quality control, some type of a management position where you're basically helping direct the temporary labor, or it could
Right.
be permanent labor.
As a lead technician, you're in charge of 3 to 5 guys. You've got a scope of work, you've got a blueprint, you tell them pull cable from point A to point B. Any questions, let me know. But you're going behind them and making sure they're doing it to a standard that the customer requires.
Yeah.
And as a QC, you would make sure that that gets done to where when management and leadership comes to the job site, everything is high and tight and 100%. You don't have to worry about it because your QC got it done.
Yeah. No, that's really good. Okay, what is something that sets you apart from the other people who have been doing what you do for a similar amount of time? What's the bonus to hiring Brady that most people don't get when they hire other folks?
I want to say integrity. Now, the job that I'm doing currently right now, my first day on the job site for this particular company, it's Allied. I forget their last name, but Outsource is the one that hired me as a staff. So they send me to the job site to pull cable for Allied. Well, they're doing this apartment complex in Pomona. And each apartment gets so many cables, and it has to be done because drywallers are ready to put up drywall. I mean, we're talking bare bones right now. So they're under the gun. They had to hire temporary labor to pull this cable to get it done on a certain time frame. And I asked the guy, okay, what do you want? Where do you want it? And what is your ideal, I forget how to say it, but scope of work? What do you want me to accomplish in a day's time? And he's all, usually when we have a group of guys doing it, we do 6 in the day. So 6 suites. And each suite is 2 coax and probably 4 data and an access point. And he said by himself, he can do 4. Well, I've been hitting that mark every day. And I'm 50 years old, and I don't need to be climbing a ladder, sweating in the outside world, pulling cable, but I'm going to do what gets done, what needs to get done. So I've been hitting that mark that he has requested, and I had an issue. And he has said, all the temp agency guys that come out don't know what's going on. I can have one guy, I guess there was 2 laborers that they brought out. And they did 1 suite all day. And I did 4 my first day. What's in front of you, you got to do. You just can't sit on your laurels and not do anything. If you need a drink of water, get a drink of water. If you got to throw a snack in your belly to keep going, you got to do that. But keep plugging away. You don't check the social media while you're working.
Yeah.
You know, my pocket goes off all the time. And when I go take a break to drink some water, get ready for the next task, I'll scroll through something, but I'm always working. And he said he's never had somebody like that from outsource with that much integrity. That's why I keep going back every day.
Yeah, that's really good. So, okay, what type of companies would hire Brady? Let's just run through the types of companies.
Just low voltage CCTV, cabling companies. Okay. Most of the years that I've spent has been in and around retail grocery. So I can go into a grocery store and the register is not connecting, do a service call. The camera can't see the till, do a service call. And we can do ground ups. So we pull all the backbone cable, we get the fiber all connected, we get all the devices connected, we test everything, and we sign off with the customer. They can open 2 weeks early. So, but usually I'm in an air-conditioned building at night on the scissor lift, pulling cable or focusing cameras. And that's why I basically prefer. But otherwise, I take all the cabling inside of the ECR room, is what they call electronics computer room, dress it on the rack, plug it into a patch panel, patch it into all their switches, log on to their network, and make sure all the devices are working.
Are you familiar with the term soft skills?
I've heard of it. I don't really know off the top of my head.
No, that's okay. I'm gonna explain to you what soft skills is, and then I'm gonna explain why I ask. So soft skills are all the different things that you do in a job that aren't necessarily things that you think of as, related to pulling cable in your case. In my case, maybe designing a graphic, right? So a soft skill could be like reading a blueprint, for example. That's something that you've learned how to do on your job. So I wish that I knew more about all your soft skills, but I can tell people from working with you, I don't know how long we've been working together in the sound. I don't remember exactly when I started, but let's say it's been 5 months or 6 months, something like that. I've seen Brady in action, guys. I've seen it when he's around, and I've seen it when he's not around. And I know the system that he's built. He's got a lot of soft skills out there. So if you have a job that's kind of related to the pulling of the cables, but not necessarily that, I know that he would be interested in talking to you, because I talk to Brady all the time. Because we spend Sunday mornings, Sunday nights, and Wednesday nights together pretty much week in and week out. So we talk a lot. I can vouch personally for Brady in his work ethic, in his logic, in the thing that he'd said, which is probably something not a lot of people would say. But integrity, he actually does have integrity. He's not lazy. This is a guy who's willing to travel and be away from his family for long periods of times. He was in Kansas for many weekends when I was there learning how to do the video screen. Brady wasn't there. He was
2019. I was in Kansas.
Yeah, he was out. So, anyways, if you have a job, if you're a recruiter, your employer, if you're hiring in Southern California, and you need somebody who's going to bust their butt, who's got a brain on their head, and has got I hate to say integrity all the time, but somebody that you can trust, somebody who's trustworthy. Let's say it like that. There's somebody, he's good at computers, he's good at software, he's good at hardware, he's good at troubleshooting, which is an IT skill for sure. Every time we have a guest speaker or somebody comes to the church, we have something that we get usually like 3 minutes to figure out how to do this, how to do that. And we usually get it done, Brady. It's
It's haphazard, but everybody gets the point.
yeah, there's some magic. There's some magic that goes on. We're not perfect people, you know. I mean, we're still human beings. But anyways,
So pay no attention to the people behind the curtain.
yeah, we're the people behind the curtain. Don't pay attention to the masked man behind the curtain. Anyways, okay, so this is Brady McClanahan. I'll say it right. He's not gonna wear a kilt to the job interview. He's not gonna be playing bagpipes, but he is a good, hardworking person with a technical background, and he's not afraid to get his hands dirty and to sweat, climbing up and down ladders at 50 years old. And still doing it at a good clip, right? The guy who ran the business said he was doing 4 a day, and you're doing 4 a day, so that's pretty good. All right, Brady, thanks for coming on the show. Like I said, I want to work with you a little bit behind the scenes on the LinkedIn profile. I'll tell you what you guys can do if you're interested in following Brady's journey. He's relatively new to LinkedIn, so go ahead and reach out and send him a connection request. Let him know you saw him on my show, the Job Seeker Spotlight, and I'm sure he will accept. But we'll bring Brady's profile back up next week, and I'll show you some of the improvements we've made so we can kind of document that. But also, I will keep you updated with his job search. Hopefully soon we'll be able to report Brady's got a full-time job here in Southern California. Brady, have a great afternoon. Thanks for coming on the show, brother.
All right.
All right, that's my friend Brady. Like I said, if you have any questions about him, I will fully vouch for him because I know him. I work with him shoulder to shoulder. We run the sound and audio visual for the church week in and week out at our church here in the Inland Empire. Okay, we are 4 minutes over time. I don't have any other requests, but Queen, I just want to say thank you for your support. You're in and out. And he was actually driving, which is a little bit scary, but he wasn't looking into the camera. He was actually looking at the road, and he got there safely. So I don't necessarily recommend that, but okay, it happened. But anyways, Queen, thanks. And I look forward to Queen. You should come on the show. Let me help you. You've been highlighted with your profile a little bit, but let's get you on the show. Anyways, thanks to Brady for coming on. Again, don't forget that we have a great opportunity. When I say we, it's because Curtis Tompkins is like my brother. So Curtis Tompkins is this guy, in case you don't know him. He runs Job Ready Today. He's got a class. It's a master class for resume writing. It's called a resume writing masterclass. It's $1. And again, if you don't have the $1, if you can't cover the fee, let me know. I'll cover it for you. Okay. I mean, Curtis did the heavy lifting there. He made it $1. So if you can't afford it and you need to get into it, let me know. I'll cover the fee for you. And we'll just comp that as part of the projecthelpyougrow.com. I'll just, use that. But I look forward to that. Okay. This show airs every Thursday. It's 4 p.m. Pacific time. It's 7 p.m. Eastern time. You can time adjust for wherever you are. But this show, the point of the show is to put job seekers in the spotlight. That's the point of the show. I want to help you raise your visibility because, as I know, the higher your visibility goes, as long as we keep it professional and keep it friendly, it will help you land a job faster. We're going to try to help you get your profile on social media corrected. We're going to give you advice to fix your resume. The whole show last week was pretty much tailored to, we were talking about the resume and the ATS and things you can do to soup up your resume. But week in and week out, I do social media profile reviews. Again, most of them are based on LinkedIn because that's where most people come to find a job on social media. So we talk about that a lot, but we're also on YouTube, Facebook. I'll look at your profile anywhere. All you have to do, it's free. You just have to give me permission and then send me the link during the show. I have a lot of people that are commenting after the show is over, and I appreciate that, but it's a live show. So if you come after, set your calendar, join me the next week, okay? Week in and week out. Now, that being said, now from June 10th to June 20th, I'm actually going to be out of town. I don't know actually that I'm going to be here next week. Now that I'm thinking about it, I'm going to be on an airplane. So this show might be taking a hiatus, at least for next week, I think, for sure. But stay tuned because I might just do it early. I might, because I think I leave on Thursday. I have to double check my calendar. So if I'm leaving on Thursday and I might do it in the morning or something like that just to get it in there. Stay tuned. When I'm on the road, I'm taking a laptop with me. So I should have access to my StreamYard. So I should be good. I'll double check. But stay tuned. Anyways, when I get back June 20th from my trip, then I'll resume as normal. Now, what am I doing on my trip? I don't usually talk about myself a ton on the show, but what I'm doing, my wife has been a director at Sensi for a while, and she earns trips. Now, because I'm saying she earned a trip, I'm going to say in full disclosure that results not typical for Sensi, but it is for my wife because she works her butt off and she's really good at it. Okay. So she earned this trip. We were supposed to go somewhere, and now I don't even remember. I think it was Disney World, and we'd already been there, and I was like, So the cash out that she got was like $2,500. I think it was $2,500. So we're taking that money, and we decided to make a trip out of it. And we're going to Washington, D.C., New York City, and Boston, and then we're ending the trip in Baltimore. So if you're in any of those areas, Washington, D.C., Boston, New York, and then Baltimore, and we're going to do like a circle while we're out there for 10 days. If you're in those areas, let me know because we're going to have a get together in each of the cities one day while we're there. So it's going to be like, maybe at a local pub or something, and it'll be a buy your own everything. Like I'm not going to buy everybody food and, something to drink, but it will be an opportunity if you want to meet in person, maybe take a selfie together, a quick video, something like that. Be happy to do that and talk to you a little bit and get to meet you in person. That would be fantastic. I'm also going to be doing a couple photo shoots while I'm out there, which I'm excited about for some of my clients. So that'll be fun too. I'm going to be meeting with Michelle Rawl, your finance gal, Dr. Laura from Transportation Leadership Workforce Solutions, going to be meeting with Bonnie from GoLids, going to be meeting with some folks from the Barrett Foundation. So it's going to be a lot of fun. I'm also going to try to get a hold of Adam from Accountant That Cares because he's my buddy and he gives me a lot of grief about being a Raiders fan. So that should be fun too. So anyways, if you're out on the East Coast and you're in Washington, D.C., Boston, New York City, or Baltimore, reach out and maybe we can plan a get together while we're out there for appetizers and a coffee or something like that in each of the locations that I am in. I will be back. ProjectHelpYouGrow.com is always 100% free help if you're a job seeker. It's always free. Where does it work? I get that question all the time. Is it just the United States? No, it's actually everywhere. So I have jobs in India, in Canada, in the UK, in Australia, in Mexico, the United States, everywhere. In fact, if you're looking for a job in the United States, ZipRecruiter is affiliated with Project Help You Grow in the fact that the job listings on ZipRecruiter are also on Project Help You Grow, which is really cool. So what's the advantage of using Project Help You Grow? You don't need an account. You don't have to have an account. You don't have to sign up for anything, which means no spam, and it's 100% free. If you're a recruiter and you're looking for employees, I have like 10,000 candidates who have created a profile because you can create a profile. You don't have to, but you can. 10,000 people or so have on Project Help You Grow. So you can come, you can search through their profiles. You can find a lot of them have put their resume up, over 3,000 resumes on the website that you can look at. You can interview people, you can hire people, you can do it all for free. Also, for recruiters and employers, you can actually post job listings for free too. You don't have to pay nothing. No one pays anything. Oh, he hadn't installed StreamYard. Yeah, you don't actually have to install StreamYard. If you click on the link, not the picture, then you don't have to do that. But anyways, I'm glad you were on the show, Brady. It was a lot of fun. It was kind of like being at church. Anyways, I am going to sign off. I'm looking forward to seeing you all again next week. Special time. It's going to be earlier. It might even be a different day. Stay tuned to my profile on LinkedIn, Facebook, and YouTube. I will make an announcement. In fact, what I'll do is once I figure out what the show is, I'll actually just go ahead and book the show early so you guys can hit that remind me button. But the show normally airs on Thursdays at 4 p.m. Pacific, 7 p.m. Eastern. Again, I know for sure next week's going to be a special time because I'm going to be, I think, either getting off the plane at that point, or I don't know where I'm going to be, and I don't want to have a show that I don't know if I can run or not, because I don't know what my internet situation is going to be like on the road. So that's it. And then on the 20th, I come back, which I don't think is a Thursday. So I think it's just 1, maybe 2 weeks where the show will be at a different time and all that stuff. But still do the help for free via the show. It's just going to be a different time. he's helping me pronounce McClan a hand. Even I can read that. That's very good. Thank you very much, Queen. Everybody else, I hope y'all have a wonderful week. If you need help finding a job, again, projecthelpyougrow.com. It's free. I invite you to come on the show. Let me review your profile and help you give you some pointers. Come on the show as a guest like Brady did. It didn't hurt too bad, Brady, right? He's still got it, he's still got a good shot of finding a job. And again, it can help. You never know who's watching. That's the beautiful part about my social media. I've got a lot of followers, over 5,000 recruiters in my direct network on LinkedIn alone. And that's not even the Project Help You Grow, audience. There's even more. So hopefully it helps. Certainly can't hurt. I will see y'all next time. Have a great afternoon, everybody. It's been my pleasure.